This was supposed to be a challenge about surviving on a desolate asteroid, fighting against raiders, and surviving in the vacuum of space. Instead, I turned this asteroid into an organic making machine. This is how it started. With Cassandra as my storyteller, I started on a ship with limited food supply and 2 colonists, Smart and Herb. With no air or soil in sight, I got to work in researching for hydroponics. With the entire asteroid at minus 75 degrees, I built a biofuel generator and heater to maximize the research. While Smart was researching away, Herb started to mine out the bedrooms. But it seems like they were all a bit too tired and fell straight to the floor. The first important event of the game comes, and I decided to use the name Space Jam.
Nice.
For a while, everything was going smoothly. Smart was researching away, and Herb was improving the base. But as time went by, I started to ration my limited supply of food we have left on our ship. This meant starving both of my colonists until they really needed the food. Herb didn't like this new diet plan.
Where's the lamb sauce?
Come on, man.
And snapped, verbally insulting Smart. Herb was unforgiving. He derided Smart's hope and dreams, called him a 5-head, and compared Smart to a worm. But what made Herb really angry was he didn't subscribe to his Mascoti man. Like, come on, he's got a point. Hitting that subscribe button helps a lot. Despite Herb's relentless assault, Smart completed her research. I quickly built a room to plant my crop. As I was cheering for joy, I was excited to see the plants. I noticed one small problem. The biofuel generator wasn't even built. There was no heat in the research room, and my colonists were skill level of 5, and the biofuel generator needs a skill level of 6. No power means no food. So I got Smart to construction training, moving out all the walls and floors in the base, turning him into a full-time stonemason. Smart was going to smooth this rough asteroid into the finest pebble that RimWorld has ever seen. Eventually, Smart gained the final level, and the feature was saved once again. With rations completely gone, Space Jam was running on 4 soul rice bombs, barely scraping by, and both of my colonists were in frequent mental breaks. But then, Cassandra provided a miracle, a meteorite full of compact steel. I got straight to mining the steel, and just as I thought a miracle happened, I only had enough steel to build 1 solar panel. With the steel gone and colonists on the verge of another mental break, I realized I overlooked one thing: my ship. A vehicle full of steel and components. I knew I wasn't going to get this asteroid anyway, so I salvaged whatever steel I can. I also started to strip mine the asteroid in hopes to find more steel. With another basin built and the ship gone, I used the last remaining steel to build a smelter. With the constant barrage of steel slags and ship parts crashing into this asteroid, it makes steel a common resource. Oh, and the strip mine? I found absolutely nothing. With the abundant supply of steel and components, a meteor shower hit my base, destroying my solar panel. Luckily, I had enough resources to replace them. I also built a trader's con to trade for anything useful that I could find. After some time, I was given a quest to maintain toxic waste. Usually they'd be a pain to deal with, but out in the cold dead air of space, there were 3 rewards. As they landed nowhere near my base, I left it alone, because, after all, it wouldn't buy me back later. But Cassandra wasn't planning to give me the rewards for free. She sent the first raid of the game, the comet vampires. However, they weren't much of a problem for my 2 colonists. Cassandra saw my colonists taking it easy after that raid, so she sent another one straight after. This time, I knocked them down, but despite Herb's best efforts, we couldn't save her in time. Cassandra must have been looking at me with pity, because she decided the 3rd time is a charm and sent another raid. Landing right at my doorstep, I managed to knock them down and saved them just in time. Looking at my new prisoner skills, I decided to recruit him to reduce the workload of Herb and Smart. With Cassandra finally quieting down, we finally found our new recruit. Mooney. Yes, Mooney. Get it? Because we're in outer space? No? Okay, I'll stop right there. Anyway, with food and electricity plenty, I realized I needed more money if I wanted to buy better things from the traders. That's when I created a medical room. The profit-making medical room. Made to organically create profit.
I am a surgeon! I am a surgeon!
But before I was able to start, I noticed one tiny problem. Remember the toxic waste bags? Yeah, they expired away and now it's radiating my asteroid. Luckily, I caught the problem early before one of my colonists grew a 3rd arm and shoved the toxic waste into the useless strip mine I made. After dealing with the radiation, everything seemed peaceful for a while. And then Cassandra decided it was enough and finally sent the raid I was waiting for. 2-person raid. I quickly ordered my colonists to knock them out, but only managed to take one alive. With a lone survivor, I ordered Herb to conduct the operation. Unfortunately, I forgot taking his heart out instantly down to patient. But just like last time, Cassandra sent in a wave of raids towards us. But this time, more raids mean more profit. After harvesting all the organs from the surviving raiders, a trader appears. I quickly sent Smart straight to the comms unit to sell all our harvest. In total, I earned a full amount of 3,324 silver from my first harvest. And I hired a new colonist to the group. Meet Kira. He doesn't have the best skills, but at least he can clean up all the blood and gore from the base. At this point, a raid was a normal occurrence for me. Every survivor I found was a body full of money. We were rich. Whilst each organ was taken from a prisoner, my colony was getting more upset with me. Whilst everyone was on the verge of a mental breakdown, the next trader arrived, and I made a total of 5,055 silver. We now solved our money problems. We had enough food to survive the asteroid, we dealt with every raid thrown at us, and we had all the silver in the world. However, the joy didn't last long, as Smart had a violent breakdown, a very violent breakdown. In a blind rage, he murdered our latest colonist, Kira. With the morale of my colony low and the death of Kira, things were looking downhill, and Cassandra was not forgiving and sent a raid towards us. But this time, these raiders were skilled and we sustained heavy damages. With 2 people down, Smart couldn't keep up with the healing of both colonists, and eventually Mooney passed, followed by Smart. And just like that, Herb was left completely alone, standing on a desolate asteroid. surrounded by plenty of food and silver, but no more friends. Within the empire he built and destroyed, with the colony completely broken, I decided to finish the challenge there. If you enjoyed this chaotic madness, throw a like so I know to make more. Also, thanks to the 2 viewers in my previous video for the feedback, it really helps a lot. If you do have any other challenges you'd like me to see in RimWorld, make sure to leave a comment down below and I'll have a look. Otherwise, I'll see you next time, live or in a future video.